Welcome back. Every summer, many people in West Michigan pick up the sport of golf. PGA golf guru and owner of the Grand Rapids GolfLesson.com, Scott Seifferlein, is here to show us how the tee box system is helping get new golfers kind of get more in the game a little bit. Thanks for being with us. I know the last time you were here, we kind of did like a beginning golf thing where we talked about like how to choose the right clubs and everything, and kind of perfecting a swing a little bit. But today we're going to be focusing on like the tee itself, or as what I like to call like when I get up there and I strike out and don't hit the ball at all.
You don't ever do that, right? You hit every one.
No, that never happens. Totally hypothetical. Now, tell me a little bit about what we need to know about the tee. I mean, as weird as it sounds, like it should be like a certain height up. You know, it can't be too tall, it can't be too low. What's the right size?
Well, one thing we're talking about tees because the new golfer is introduced to the game. Typically, they're told to play by the expert player rules.
Okay.
And we see too many new golfers quitting the game because they're frustrated.
Right.
The game is designed.
Tiger Woods, I'm not going to play.
The game is designed for expert players. So I developed a new set of rules, and one of those new sets of rules describes how to use a tee and when to use it.
Okay.
And instead of just using it on the tee, I recommend that a new golfer use it everywhere until they get onto the green.
I like that rule. I think that's good because for me it's harder to hit it on the ground, than it is on the tee.
So that gives them a little bit of confidence, makes the game more fun. But it's important to know how high to tee it.
Okay.
Because they could make the mistake of teeing it too high.
Right.
So as a general rule, when they're hitting an iron off the fairway, the tee height should be just barely above the ground, so that it almost is on the ground, so the ball is almost on the ground.
Almost on the ground.
It's important that the tee height would not be this high, because the club would go right underneath the ball.
Okay.
So we want to give them a little bit of confidence by using a tee, but we don't want to tee it very high.
Okay.
Then there's an example of if they're hitting a fairway wood. This, for example, is a 5-wood. The tee height would be a little higher. This tee height now is too low. So as a general rule, we'd want to see about half the ball above the top of the club. So we'd want to have a tee like this that's a little bit higher.
Okay.
These tees are driving range tee examples.
Okay.
This is the tee that they would actually use on the course. This is a short tee that would be for irons and fairway woods.
Okay.
And then this is a longer tee that would be used for a driver. I'll bring in an example of a driver. And you can see that the driver is much deeper in the face.
Oh, yeah, much bigger.
So in order to get half the ball above the top of the club, we'd need a very high tee.
Okay.
And then another tee, the final tee that I have as an example, is color-coded down here.
See, now we're talking. This is
so that our new golfers
golfing for dummies.
That our new golfers know how far to put it into the ground, so it's at the right height for a driver.
That's a great system. Okay.
Okay. So that's a good system for them to use to learn a general rule how high to tee it. It's not an absolute that you have to tee it at those heights. Sometimes they'll find that they're more successful at a lower or a little bit higher. But as a general rule, if they want to have an idea on where to start, about half the ball above the top of the club.
All right, very nice. And you, of course, you do plenty of lessons. You're teaching everybody kind of like to really get into the game of golf. You don't have to be Tiger Woods. There's a way to start it out. You kind of have more of like not the expert rules, but the beginner rules. So I appreciate that. Thank you as always for your wonderful tips. And eventually, Tara and I are going to have you take us golfing because we've got a lot of Argyle in our closets.
Awesome.
And it's just screaming for a golf lesson.
We would love to have you out at the Highlands.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Thank you, Scott. You can find more information on how to get a hold of Scott online at the Take 5 homepage.